Hey everybody, what's going on? It's me, John Butter, the only YouTuber who lives in a bread bowl. Hi, it's me. I'm in here. Rent is $1,000. So if you're watching this video, that means you've seen part 1 of me ranking every Starkid show. If not, here's a clip talking penises and vaginas. And now, for posterity, here's the shows that I've ranked so far, 12 through 7, the bottom 6, don't at me. And now with further ado, because I don't want to waste any more time, here is me ranking my top 6 favorite Starkid shows. Also don't at me. Number 6, Black Friday. This is the most recent Starkid show. It's also the one that got me back into Starkid. It got randomly recommended to me like a couple days after its release. And it made me realize, wow, Starkid is still good. It's never not been good. What I notice about Black Friday is it's got a lot more mature themes than the average show. I can tell that the Lang brothers have definitely matured over time. Like, they would never have been able to make this show in like 2009 or 2010. I also love the message it has on consumerism. I mean, what better way to make a show about capitalism and consumerism than focusing on pretty much the most horrific shopping day of the year. While there are a lot more serious moments in this show, they take a lot of care to balance it out with equally funny moments. So while the plot can get heavy at times, it can bring you back with like a nice joke. This show is chock full of amazing solos by Lauren Lopez, Dylan Saunders, Corey Doris, one of the newcomers, Angela Jaratana, and the music overall by Jeff Blim is just fantastic. That paired with amazing choreography by James Tolbert, I mean, it's just a fantastic show. If I had to give one critique, because this is at number 6, there's probably one too many storylines going on, just a little bit too much. It can be kind of confusing on one's first watch, but other than that, this is a fantastic show with a really great message. Number 5. Twisted. This is for anyone who not only loves Disney movies, but also loves a lot of pointless details about Disney, because it's all in there. This right here is Dylan Saunders' defining role in Starkid. I mean, he's iconic in pretty much every show he's in, but this is his most iconic role, both in terms of acting and singing. Twisted is really interesting because it has some of the funniest moments in Starkid history, and also some of the most heartbreaking scenes in Starkid history. So one second, you're laughing to the point of tears. Other times it's just tears, it's just sadness. The music is like professional level stuff right here. I believe A.J. Holmes wrote a lot of the music and lyrics, which makes sense because A.J. Holmes is a fucking champ. And also, this is Robert Mannion's first show, and even though he's playing an ensemble role, you can easily tell he's meant to be a star. Like, he literally steals every scene he's in. Actually, now that I think about it, all of Robert Mannion's shows made it to my top 6. I didn't even do that on purpose. But yeah, Twisted is really great. Number 4, the guy who didn't like musicals. I would actually recommend that people watch this first when going into Starkid. For one, it's their shortest show. The plot gets a little weird, but not too weird. Yeah, I recommend that when you show this to people, you tell them as little about it as possible. It's a fun plot that keeps you guessing at every turn. And the show itself is really funny. I would say it has a very unique sense of humor from all the other shows. Everybody gives such an amazing acting performance, but I want to highlight John Madison, Lauren Lopez, and Corey Doris. I mean, they really all knocked it out of the park. This is also Jeff Blim's absolute best soundtrack. Hands down, this is my favorite stuff from him. There is not a single skippable track, in my opinion. So yeah, The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, it's an excellent show, and I recommend that people watch this first. Number 3, Firebringer. This one's an interesting show. For this one, the Lang brothers were like, what if women? So yeah, for this show, not only is most of the cast women, but also there's a fair amount of women behind the scenes doing writing, music, choreography, co-directing, and I love that for them. that was cold. This show has, in my opinion, the best soundtrack of all. Like, it's the best sounding music and vocals. Shout out to Meredith Stepien for co-writing that with Mark Swiderski. And you know what? I also really love the plot. I think it's a nice feel-good story with a nice message about technology. Black Mirror fucking wishes they did what Firebringer is the best episode of Black Mirror I've ever seen. I'm a dumb asshole. Okay, these are Lauren Lopez and Meredith Stepien's best roles, in my opinion. Lauren absolutely kills it as Zazalil, not only in terms of acting, but also singing. I believe the songs were, like, written for her range, and it shows. Meredith also plays her character very well. Like, I feel like anybody else playing Jamila, they would have played it too straight, but Meredith finds a way to make certain lines that wouldn't have been funny hilarious just by giving it a good line delivery. And also, of course, the puppetry is amazing. I would say this has the second best puppetry in a Starkid show. Number 2, a very Potter sequel. First of all, I want to say J.K. Rowling is a transphobe, and I don't like her. This is by far the best show in the Potter trilogy. Kind of by default, this is the most put together show with like a real set and really well done costumes and an actual choreography. This is actually the first show that James Tolbert choreographed, which is really nice. You can tell they have a lot of fun with the dance moves too. You might want to buckle in because this is the longest Starkid show at over 3.5 hours. But it's kind of necessary because the plot is so rich and there's so many details and layers. One thing I like about this show is that it has a nice mix of callback jokes from a Very Potter musical and new jokes. This show isn't just an excuse for them to be like, oh, hey, remember the joke from the last show? Which can be fun, but they knew their limit to how much they could do it, and I really appreciate that. Also, shout out to Darren Criss for writing all the music and lyrics. He made some bangers, but also some really nice emotional songs, like To Have a Home, or Those Voices, which I think is a very underrated song in the Potter trilogy. Also, I've got to give some acting shout-outs to Tyler Brunsman, who I can't believe he's only in the Potter trilogy. Tyler deserved to be in more shows than just that, in my opinion. Also, Brian Holden as Lupin. He was absolutely amazing and hilarious. And Corey Doris, who is very underrated in this show. Hey, what happened to the pizza? Did it fall through the hole? And then before I get to the number 1, honorable mention goes to Workin' Boys, a new musical. Now, from what I understand, this was written by someone else completely different from the Lang brothers. To be honest, I haven't seen the whole show. I've just seen the title number, but it's very infectious. Infectious. Get it? Because it's infecting the number 1 Starkid show, in my opinion, is Starship. Now, full disclosure, this is my number 1 partly due to nostalgia reasons. I remember waiting up all night for the release of this on YouTube. I was like 17. But also, this is such a great show. This is their first show out in Chicago, and they really went all out for it. I mean, the sets, the costumes, the puppetry. This is the best use of puppetry in a Starkid show, hands down. The cast is incredible, but also shout out to Joey Richter for playing the lead. Now, this was like the same year he was graduating from college too, so he had to do like a commute from Michigan to Chicago like 4 times a week. And unless I'm mistaken, he graduated the same day that the show was released on YouTube. So that's really cool. Joey Richter is so good in this. You can tell he grew a lot in terms of acting and singing since Me and My Dick. Dude, at one point, he has this sort of monologue in the second act that makes me tear up. And also, once again, music and lyrics by Darren Criss. I also didn't realize until I made the list, but my top 2 picks have music and lyrics by just Darren Criss. I think I just might be a Darren Criss stan. And he didn't write a lot of songs for this show, but each one is a banger for sure. The best love song is in this show. The best villain song is in this show. Kick It Up a Notch is some Renaissance Disney level shit. Which reminds me, Dylan Saunders, this is like his second best show next to Twisted. The range he has, he's able to play both one of the good guys and one of the bad guys, and just his range in not only acting but also singing when he's playing both characters, it's incredible. The talent just jumps off of the screen. Where is his Tony? Hello, Tony Academy. Ring ring. I got a request for you. Give one to Dylan, please. What am I doing? And also, this is Denise Donovan and Meredith Steppian's first show, and I think they made an excellent first impression here. I mean, technically, Meredith was in the Little White Lies show from before A Very Potter Musical, but I haven't seen that yet. Okay? I'm busy. I think what I love most about Starship is the story is just so relatable. It's all about wanting more for your life. It's about finding your identity. And it's also finding the beauty everywhere. I know it sounds cutesy, but there is beauty all around. God, I suck. So, this is my official Starkid ranked list. Alright? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Hop in the comments, tell me that I'm a dumb, fat loser for disagreeing with you. No, don't do that, that's mean. But I do encourage you to hop in the comments and tell me what your favorite show is and why. And while you're down there, you can also smash that MF like and subscribe. You can also check out my Patreon if you want to help support my channel. And you can also put a nice flattened cardboard box on the ground and do some sweet breakdancing moves. Electric Boogaloo style. Swaggy. Alright, have a great day, John Butter fandom.